Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another just enjoyable, hopefully, discussion, another Minecraft discussion on all things well-being. This is Kimberly Quinn, and I am thrilled to have this chat today. It's my birthday today. I'm 57, and you know what? And what's kind of fun is I thought I was 57 most of this year, so it's kind of like I got a free one. I know I said that in the video, I don't know, yesterday or something, but now it's true, so it feels like, yeah, like, got an extra punch, you know what I mean? So it's very, very cool. And today I'd like to have a chat. I'm so feeling this. I just got off the phone with my rooftop friend, and we've had this very cool tradition that's been going since we were 5 years old. We didn't used to call each other when we were 5 years old, but we've known each other since 4 or 5 years old. And we've had this phone call tradition of calling each other first thing in the morning. We're up early on our birthdays, and it's been going on for decades and decades and decades. And it's just really, really cool. And we're having a talk about this actually, with what we've gone through in our whole, in our lives together. And it's so cool to have such an amazing, human being to have gone through all this stuff with. And so I want to talk about being enough. Being enough. You are enough. And you hear a lot of that these days, and kind of sometimes it can sound cheesy or whatever, but it isn't, because really, truthfully, everything we need, we already have. And it is of utmost importance to believe that you're enough, or none of the rest of it's going to work out. We're talking about, staying on our purpose. Well, we can't find our purpose and stay on our purpose if we don't tap back into that feeling of original worthiness that was somehow, shaken out of us, maybe literally, or just, all the reasons that the feeling of original worthiness can get clouded over. It's still there. It's not like it got kicked out of one of your ears. When we are brought into this world as little wet babies, okay? Maybe not a visual, everybody wants, but wrapped up in a blankie, and we're pressed against our warm, squishy thing who gave birth to us. And that's where it all starts. We come into this world with a feeling of original worthiness. And I've spoken about this story on one of my TED Talks, actually, and it's what happened. It's the truth. I was at a beach on Lake Champlain with our youngest daughter years ago, and we were on a blanket. It wasn't a super beach day, but I mean, every day's a beach day to me, and definitely every day's a mountain day too. But this was more of a contemplative day, and she had a book, and she was studying for a summer class in something anthropology or something. And it was a big old textbook with lots of very colorful pictures. And along came this adorable, cheeky little cherub, probably just a little over 1. And she's kind of waddling around, waddling through the sand, trying to navigate sand at maybe 14 months is tough. We don't know what it's like to walk in sand. And her mom was like a very, safe 12 feet away, kind of letting her explore and letting her come and sit down by us. And this cheeky little cherub came and just plunked herself on the blanket. And just, with she had a little frilly bathing suit on, and our daughter had a bag of goldfish crackers there. And she proceeded to stick her little pudgy fist, very sandy, pudgy little fist, in the bag of goldfish crackers, and then smiled at us. And I just thought to myself, this right here is what 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and some 80-year-olds and are really trying to get back. This adorable, cheeky little thing, this little angel cherub, just assumed, and she was right, that we would want her, accept her, and enjoy her and cherish her spirit, which we did. And she just sat there. She was this close to our daughter. And then she started to flip through the pages of her textbook. I think in the talk I said seemingly interested in the tribes of New Guinea. Of course she was. It was so much, the pages were so colorful, and she's got goldfish crackers, and her mom is just smiling from a distance. She just assumed that she was invited to the party. How many of us are walking around, in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, still trying to get this back? That authentic feeling of confidence of course you want me. Why wouldn't you? What's not to love? Right? Instead, we're walking around, not feeling worthy of being loved and not feeling worthy of being cherished. And I love the word cherished, because it's love, and then it's amped up, because I see you, I appreciate you, I way more than just accept you, I want you, and I'm wrapping right around you because everything about your spirit is beautiful to me. That's what cherish is, right? And so you are enough. And way back, when we're younger, somehow we get introduced to the emotion of shame, which is different than guilt, right? Shame is guilt is I made a mistake. It's an action word. I made a mistake. Whereas shame is the I am the mistake. And this, as you know, is something I'm all too familiar with growing up in an addicted home. And you don't have to have had an addicted, childhood situation to feel shame. Remember, it's such a toxic emotion that no one wants to walk around with it. So even, dysfunctional adults, remember, it's a cycle. It's the shame feeling is so excruciating. That feeling of being defective and flawed and unworthy of being loved and all of it, damaged goods. It's so excruciating that we kind of want to, get rid of it. It's like hot potato. So it's not a huge shocker that shame continues and continues because the hot potato thing goes on through generations, right? So what we really have to do is bring all of our focus back inward, because when we get locked into shame, what we do is we try to often find our approval on the outside of us. And then we'll trade niceness for approve of me, like me, let me fit in, and all this crapola, right? When what we really need to do is realize that feeling of original worthiness never left. It's just clouded over. So it's kind of like we need to do an archaeological dig. And not to reside in all the painful spots, but just, reflect, figure out kind of along the way, and then start to really, uncover the authentic self, because she or he or they is still absolutely in there. The authentic self doesn't just vaporize or, just exit stage left. No, the authentic self is sort of just waiting to be invited patiently. Let me slide back into the driver's seat. And that feeling of enough is just essential because the authentic self knows that she's enough or he's enough or they're enough. They instinctively knows that. Therefore, the authentic self doesn't need fixing. It doesn't need approval. It doesn't need kudos. It doesn't need to be appreciated. It doesn't mean it doesn't feel good to feel appreciated. Yes, we know it feels good to feel appreciated, but the authentic self doesn't go looking for it. Don't need to, because we feel whole and complete exactly the way we are. And the thing is, when we're walking around not feeling worthy, the thing is we teach people how to treat us, so it gets in the way of everything. I don't like to say those polarized words. It's just true. Finding our purpose, friendships, relationships, romantic relationships, social relationships, friendships, whatever. Our jobs, parenting, it gets in the way because it leaks out of us. So, and it also gets in the way of, obviously, mental health. We get locked into all those codependent behaviors of people pleasing and rescuing and all that stuff, which has us becoming a human doing instead of a human being. So here's the thing. Especially in this season of believe, right? This season of believe, people often say, well, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. No, it's the exact opposite. I will see it once I believe it. That's how it really works. You got to really, really believe that you are enough with all of your imperfections. Just you're enough exactly as you are. Might have some things to work on. We're not saying fix, because fix implies defective. No, just stuff to work on and call it human. I mean, that's just how it is. And to really, really, really shift into a place of believing that you're enough, because that is the key to the golden gate, as far as getting through the door into an authentic life. You've got to really fully believe you are enough. Because you are a gift, and only then, when you believe, the gift that you are, only then, when you fill yourself up and fill yourself up and fill yourself up with all this authentic good stuff, only then can you have something to give away. Because when walking around feeling unloved and unworthy, we're not even capable of authentically giving to anyone mindfully, right? So this is the number one, to fill yourself up. And like Oprah says, and people say, oh, you're so full of yourself. Hopefully you're going to get to a place soon. And I'm really hoping that for all of you, or any of you who are in this place, like I have been for sure for a while. Yes, you say, yeah, amen. I am filled up. I'm so full of myself. And we're not talking about arrogance. We're talking about authenticity. We're talking about my cup overfloweth. I am loving my life. I'm thankful for, I'm so grateful for this gift of my life and the gifts of all the other lives in my life. I am feeling so enough that I have so much positivity to spread out there because I am a filled up good vibe. So, yeah, that is sort of my gift to everybody today, is to just I guess just by sharing my story, which you've all heard, I really know what it's like to not feel worthy of being loved, and just that excruciating shame feeling of being defective. I get it, trust me. And here's the thing, it's also the season of hope. If you're watching this video, and I'm hopefully watching some other ones that are channeling whatever it is you need to hear at this moment, hope is huge. And this is what I want for you. I want you to all come to a place where you can really, truly see your own value. Because I tell you, once that finally sets in and you really set into your authentic self, there is no better feeling on this earth than feeling your own authentic value and to live in your own truth. It's the best. So, Mary, Mary, this is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful Northern Vermont in my very nice new sexy kitchen. Have a fabulous day.